Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of a modding showcase. Today I'm showcasing GM Spectre's Wrestlemania X because it has an update. This is the SK edition. What is the SK edition? So the SK edition is a quality of life update for Wrestlemania 2000, and GM Spectre is going back and applying said upgrade to his mods such as Wrestlemania X, and then he will also be doing it for WCW Saturday Night. So what does that mean? That means a couple of new faces and a couple of new managers as well. So I'm going to show that off very quickly. This is going to be one of the shorter episodes, but still a good one, hopefully. So the link is in the description if you want to go patch the ROM, and if you want to follow updates on that, there's also my Discord server, which I will link as well, if you want to keep up to date on mods and everything. And of course, this is a ROM hack, so it will run on your EverDrive and Summer Cart. It's not a texture mod, so there we go. So let's get into it and see what's been added and what's been changed. I haven't really played around with it much, but we'll see. So right off the bat, we are going to do a little singles match here to see some of the managers. Now, some of the faces have been changed. That's Brett's has definitely been changed. Luger's, I think all the faces that were ported straight from Revenge have been changed. So there should be an update also for Razor Ramon, which looks absolutely sick. That probably might be my favorite AKI face for Razor Ramon. That looks absolutely sick. Shout out to Owen Hart here, that still looks fantastic. And who else would have been changed? Diesel, I imagine. I don't see too much of a difference in that face, but very nice. Perfect, looks fantastic. I wonder if Bulldog got a change as well. Very good. Anyone else from that time period? One thing I want to check also is to see if certain attires reset. There's Triple H's or Hunter Hearst Helmsley's custom taunt, but I want to see if the retires reset for certain people, because I remember that problem originally. I imagine Jim Neidhart has a new face, and you have all your tag teams. I don't think there's anything major changed here, but of course Hulk Hogan will have a very tanned face as well. And let's see, and I should be able to show the managers as well. You have the extras, so this is what's been added. Alundra Blaze. An interesting inclusion. Obviously she's a big part of the era, but without Aja Kong or Bertha Faye or Bull Nakano, I'm not sure if she was the best inclusion for it, but still very cool to see the attire and everything. Maybe she can kick the shit out of the men who were pulling ribs on her during that time. If you've ever heard her talk about that, it seemed horrific, but she no-sold all that shit. Sensational Sherry, obviously, for Shawn Michaels. Alpha for the Head Shrinkers. Jim Cornette, I imagine, for all the members of Camp Cornette, but maybe just Yokozuna. Bobby Heenan, I would say, for Mr. Perfect, and possibly this man right here, Brooklyn Brawler, and of course Paul Bearer. If you don't know who Paul Bearer is with, I have no idea what you're doing here, because of course he's with The Undertaker. So then you have less edits because of that. You only have 8 to work with, but I don't know if there's any problems, as if you played this game originally, there used to be a problem with, I think it was original D, and there were some cases of freezing. So some people said they tried to apply my save and it worked for them, and some people it didn't. I don't see how my save would work for this because there's less slots. I think it would fuck everything up. But you're welcome to try if you want. If you're wondering if I will make 8 calls for it, maybe we'll see how much mileage I get out of it. So let's go Shawn Michaels. Let's go Shawn, and we go in there with Razor because I think that face looks great. But let's see if we can also show off someone else. So Yoko, I can't slam Yoko, that wouldn't be that much fun. We'll put him in there with Taker. Michaels versus Taker, what should have been the 1995 King of the Ring final, but unfortunately was not, because Michaels went to a time limit draw with Kama Mustafa of all people, and we had to suffer through Mabel. But they should come out with their managers here as Sherry sings Shawn down to the ring, which looks very, very good. Yeah, I mean, the Diva models in Wrestlemania 2000, they were quite hit and miss. Deborah looks quite funny. Ivory came out well. Terry looks completely different to all of them when I think about it now. But very, very cool. I'm excited to see an update for this. I love this mod, and of course there's a lot of people who have constantly said, oh, where's the red, white, and blue ropes? We want that, but it's seemingly not possible, guys, unfortunately. But I did see someone suggest that white ropes might look pretty cool in the mod. I think I do have a code for that somewhere. Someone gave me the code for black ropes, and I think when they gave me the code for the black ropes, they listed all the other possibilities and combinations, so I might have a code for white ropes somewhere, if someone wants to try it out. But here comes Taker. I think Taker has a new face too, but looks really, really good. I wonder if he put in the Phantom of the Opera mask, because I haven't looked at the call system. There might be some hidden attires in there, some Easter eggs, I'm not sure. Paul looks quite well. This looks like Paul has lost a lot of weight here. I know. Paul wasn't too fat back in those days. And it was more as we headed towards 97 and 98 that the pounds started piling on. And then during the Ministry Corporation phase, he is ginormous. But a great guy, really funny guy backstage. Really, really funny. And he's in the Hall of Fame. And his Hall of Fame ring nearly got sold on Pawn Stars, which was absolutely crazy. Well, there was a belly-to-back suplex from the Heartbreak Kid. I haven't played this in quite some time, but I really do love all the attires that are in here and the choices. Oh, there's an Enziguri. Imagine Taker hitting that in 94, 95. This man was moving in slow motion during that time. I really wasn't a big fan of The Undertaker until his feud with Mankind in 96. I really thought that going back and watching his feuds with Kamala and Giant Gonzalez and all the $1 Million Corporation, it was awful. But, if you have to work IRS, Kamala, Mr. Hughes, and Giant Gonzalez every night, yeah, I don't think you're going to be very good. But this Taker is definitely the best striker in the business, because he's just blocking everything and making me look like an absolute tool here. Probably not the best idea to go straight into a match with The Undertaker, but he's not the worst. He's not the worst. If you ask me who the worst is, it's Bret Hart in any Ragda mod. I don't know why, but Ragda has made Bret Hart an absolute god in those mods, and he's nearly impossible to kill. He's going to use a weapon. Ugh! Look at that big elbow. I don't know why they taunt when I taunt like that sometimes. I find it quite funny, because it's on the highest difficulty, so they should know better. But let's just start working the arm here. But no, Taker's having none of it in this one. These Taker's having none of it in this one. So yeah, this I don't know if there will be an update for this. I don't know if people have found any bugs for it, but you can definitely report anything you find below, and I will pass it on to Spectre so we can have a dialogue about that and maybe find out some fixes. But if you found some Easter eggs or you found anything, please do let me know, because it could help me make a call or something, or it could make me change what I have here, because some people find things. Oh, there is actually one thing I found. I'll show it. I thought it was a cool little Easter egg. I don't know how many people got the reference, but I'll talk about it after this. I'll probably do a tornado tag after that. He's just striking. My God. There we go, a little jawbreaker. A little separation there from Shawn Michaels. You know what would have been nice, while I'm shooting here and talking about Shawn Michaels, I would have loved if the call system had another Shawn Michaels attire where he has like the patches, because that attire doesn't get a lot of love, and there's so many fun combinations I think you could do with the patches and like the zebra tights, the red and the black and all that kind of stuff. I'd love to have that in there, because some people just can't be limited to one attire. You just can't. You see a mod, you see RVD, and you're just like, no, I need like extra RVD stuff. And Shawn Michaels always had cool gear. Some of the coolest gear from this time is Michaels. But obviously he has nothing compared to the likes of Max Moon. Nah, imagine if his gear was in there. Jesus, Undertaker, okay, we get it. You're the Phenom and everything, and you block everything, but like, just let me have a good time here and win. But I'd love to see some extra stuff like that. But you see, the thing about it is, when you're chopping and changing all this stuff in mods, there's a limit to how much you can add. And I'm sure if Spectre could, he would have everything replaced and there'd be no references to WrestleMania 2000 stuff in there. But it's a lot of work, and it's one guy doing it, and one thing going wrong could break everything. So, but oh my God, another armbar from The Undertaker. This is what it would have been like if he did go to the UFC and kicked off his MMA career. My God, he's just blocking everything. Oh, single leg. Going for that heel hook. Madness. It's madness to see him out of character as well, you know, like they had that, I saw highlights from that one-man show, and I see he has a podcast nowadays. And it's just so crazy to be someone who protected kayfabe so much to just be out of character and just talking about these things. It's madness. He was so protective of The Undertaker and his mystique, and I was just talking about everything. And generally seems to be an unhappy person. There's another armbar, my god. A little Earl in the corner. Oh, and I think he has different spikes, different logos on his shirt. I have to have a look at that there. Well, hopefully I don't have to look at it again because I'm getting sick of being caught in that damn armbar. But yeah, that's a nice little Easter egg there. I wonder where that came from. That might have came from Wallywood, maybe? Because obviously, of course, as well, this is Spectre's project. But as I've said before, there's a lot of work that went into this and a lot of people helped out. And if you look at the screen at the start, there is a thank you screen to the numerous people who helped out with it. So shout out to all those wonderful people who did help out with this, because it is a mod of epic proportions, and it might be my favorite. It might be my favorite on WrestleMania 2000, and it might be one of my favorites of all time. I'd have to think about it more, but yeah, this is definitely one that I spent a lot of time with, and I really enjoyed making the calls for it. And I really enjoy playing it, which is the most important. But I do love WCW Saturday Night as well. I'm obviously a big fan of WCW in that period where, well, the thing about WCW is, right, people talk about WCW and they're like, oh, they had the 2 good years with the NWO being on fire, and then things all went wrong, and, you know, Russo and all that stuff. But for me, going back and watching all that stuff, it always seemed like WCW was on the brink of a collapse or bad luck. I mean, you have them absolutely, when they're Jim Crockett Promotions, they're absolutely rocking in the mid-80s, and then they lose Arn and Tully, and business starts to drop. Or they have that great 1989, they get Ricky Steamboat in, Luger turns heel, they have Terry Funk, and then they head towards Starrcade, and it's just like this 4-man elimination tournament thing, and they do the same thing with the tag teams, and it just doesn't work, it doesn't draw. They lose Terry Funk, they lose Ricky Steamboat, and then Sting gets injured, so they have to hold off on him winning the title. Then they have Sting win the title, it doesn't really work. They bring in like Tommy Rich and all these old people who shouldn't be around. And then my favorite period of WCW is obviously when Rick Rude comes in. I think he comes in at Halloween Havoc 91. He starts the Dangerous Alliance versus Sting Squadron. All the matches, all the combinations are absolutely insane. You've got Stunning Steve, Bobby Eaton, Arn Anderson, Larry Zbyszko. You've got all these great matches with Dustin Rhodes, Barry Windham, Nikita Koloff, Sting, and then it just ends. They do War Games and the Dangerous Alliance just falls apart. But things are still going strong. They split Windham up with from Dustin, and then Barry gets injured, but they start to build people up again. They got Johnny B. Bad in there, they got Austin, they got Dustin Rhodes, they got Brian Pillman, and then it all just falls apart again. They don't start booking them, and then Hogan comes in, and then, well, Hogan comes in, the whole company changes. But there's a big win for Shawn Michaels here. Sweet chin music, no teardrop suplex, but it is absolute beauty. Absolute beauty, right on the money. So that little Easter egg thing, or that little reference there that I was talking about, let's do it at King of the Ring. So the one I was talking about was this for the Godwins. I noticed this attire, and this is Tex Slazenger and Shanghai Pierce. That is their WCW gimmick, and I thought that was pretty cool when I saw that, because that made me mark out, because I was like, oh, little WCW reference in there. Right, a tag team match. Okay, so I'm going to test and see if the attires change. So I did change Hunter's attire, so we'll see if anything changes for him. Hunter, and well, Jerry Lawler, that makes sense. These two would work together, and we'll go in there with Brett, and actually we'll go in there with Razor and the 1-2-3 Kid, because I think I did make their tag team time. Yeah, that looks pretty sick. 30 minutes, no time limit. Ring out counts. No DQ? No. I'm gonna go no DQ because no, just sounds strange. No TKO. Alright, rope breaks. So let's see if Triple H's attire reverts after this. And I think they did team together one time anyways. I think it was Survivor Series 95. The Undertaker came back with the Phantom of the Opera mask and basically ran through the team and got revenge on Mabel for breaking his orbital bone. 95 was rough. 95 was rough in parts. Definitely strange as well, because when you think about it, 94 was started off really strong with WrestleMania 10, and even SummerSlam 94, Bret and Owen. But 95 was rough, and then 96 gets interesting again with Shawn Michaels on top and the new influx of talent. But I really do have a soft spot for the New Gen era after having gone back and watching it. His story, this man's story right here, is quite funny. Comes in, looks like he's going to feud with Bret. Obviously, shit happens. Then comes back, like, a year and a half later, like nothing happened. And I still maintain that the worst pay-per-view main event that I've seen in quite some time is Roddy Piper versus Jerry the King Lawler at King of the Ring 94. I still maintain it's one of the worst. It's dull. They have this, I think Lawler attacks a special fan of Roddy Piper, and it doesn't work. It's terrible. Oh, they do come out as a tag team. Oh, hey. I wasn't expecting that now. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. Wow, I gotta recreate that Action Zone match. Gotta get Shawn Michaels and Diesel in here. Look at that. Very, very cool. Razor and a 1-2-3 Kid. Fantastic. Fantastic workers. Love me some Razor Ramon. One of my favorites to watch from that era. One of the best working punches of the era too. I mean, you have him versus Jarrett at one stage, and they're just, the punches. Even the punches. Like, not even the other spots. I'm just totally in love with the punches. Oh man, that sucks. Pretty cool spot though. Come on, Lawler. Work this match like it's Memphis. We're going to work it like it's Razor's last match in the Garden. I don't know if you've ever heard him tell that story, but it's a great story on Kayfabe Commentaries. I think it's a free video as well. They kept it up after he died, which was a nice touch. But yeah, his last match in the Garden is pretty funny, and he works with Triple H. There's a belly to back suplex. Razor in terms of match quality during this era, he's one of the people you need to scope out, whether it's the ladder matches with Shawn or even his stuff with Jeff Jarrett is very good. I think he puts over Vader as well before he leaves, which seems like such a weird match, because I didn't know that it happened, but Razor puts him over. Razor was never afraid to do a job, and I don't think I've ever seen somebody protect their finish so well. I mean, if he's not winning, you're not going to see the Razor's Edge. Like, it never happens. Oh, there's a nice reversal to the corner. And obviously Sean Waltman, the 1-2-3 Kid as well, obviously a big part of his story in the WWF. You have the debut match, which leads to Razor's face turn, but you also have him joining the $1 Million Corporation and turning on Razor, and then I think they have the diaper match and everything. But there's one match that I really love that I think could have been absolutely insane, and it's very, very weird for me, because my complaint about the match, is, I think it's the 94 King of the Ring 1-2-3 Kid faces Owen Hart, and it's just phenomenal. It's just an amazing match, but it's really, really short. And 4 years later, they have a match, and it's absolutely nowhere close. I don't know what happened to Waltman during the Attitude Era, but it's like, it just doesn't work. There's so many people who were fun workers during the New Gen era, they just can't pull it off during that time. I mean, 1-2-3 Kid versus the Roadie at In Your House, I think it's In Your House 2, is an insane match, and the finish is like either a middle rope pile driver or a middle rope powerbomb. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's absolutely insane. You know, it's the Road Dogg and X-Pac. They have a match at SummerSlam 2000 5 years later, and it's horseshit. Like, it's absolutely terrible. But at $9.95 in your house, pretty sure it's a middle rope pile driver. Like I remember, it's like there's a Survivor Series match where you have Chris Candido in there with Marty Jannetty, and Jannetty pulls off the blonde bombshell. He just power bombs him from the middle rope in the middle of it. You know, Vince is there and he goes, "Oh my God, what a maneuver!" Like, it's absolutely insane. And of course, you hear the ring as well, and the ring during that area was just so stiff. So you just hear this pow when he hits him. It's absolutely insane. Oh, he's got the tights. Oh damn! Couldn't protect me, Lawler. Couldn't do anything for me, Lawler. Lawler during this time, I don't think he had any really good matches, but he was a good character. I think he could have been a good manager, good mouthpiece. Didn't really need to work, but he had good stuff with Brett. Didn't really have any other major feuds. I think he had one Survivor Series match with Doink and everything, and that was just comedy crap, but you know, it's funny. Lawler makes it work. He was quite funny in the Rumble as well, hiding and not wanting to get his ass kicked. That was quite good. Hunter, obviously, when he comes into the WWF, he's just a breath of fresh air, because it is very stale and the mid card is quite bad. But yeah, Hunter knows his gimmick and he plays it quite well, and he's quite entertaining during that time. I do enjoy his hog pen stuff and all that, and his feud with Goldust is quite good too, before he joins up. And obviously the feud with Mankind during the summer of '97 is just fantastic, from the Cactus Jack in Madison Square Garden to the SummerSlam cage match. There's just a lot of good material there to work with. Oh, he walked right into the pedigree. Boom. I also like the fact that Triple H, or Hunter, has the cutter as well, because he was originally using it as a finish. And of course the story goes that DDP was like, "Hey bro, I'm trying to get this over. Don't be using my finish." Alright, moment of truth. Will he revert? No! It stays! Oh, okay, so you can definitely edit the likes of Hogan and everything now, which is fantastic. Okay, that's great. So you can make your Roddy Piper with his little blonde hair when he comes back in '94, or you want to change up those attires, you can. Okay, tremendous stuff. That's really cool. Okay, we'll go through SummerSlam then, and we'll just do one more. Yoko must have. Yoko must have. We'll just squash Hogan, because that's fun. Especially, let's see, is there any other managers that we can see? I would beat up Hogan. It'd be fun. Where is Hogan? There is Hogan. Look at that. Face like leather. Alright. Yokozuna versus Hulk Hogan. A rematch. I think she's going over, brother. So yeah, like I said, this is a quality of life update, but it fixes a lot of, well, it fixes one of my main problems with this mod, which was that some of the attires reset. I think that's fantastic, and I think it's going to be great in WCW. Saturday night, I can't wait for the update of that, and of course I'll cover that too, and you'll get to see all the managers, so it'll be fantastic. So everything's going really, really well, and yeah, I wonder what's next. I guess what's next after that will probably be an update to Project Outsider, which I've really, really enjoyed too. So time to show my favorite move hack in this mod. A bonsai drop in the corner. End Hulkamania. Oh no, you can't whip me, brother. Oh, you're killing the business here. Sending me down just like that. Hogan would never start a match like that. Back and forth. The highest difficulty. This is the kind of crap you have to put up with. Oh, a knee lift. Hulkamania, brother. It's going down. Or not. Irek, typical Hogan heelish offense. Very good. But he used to use eye rakes and back rakes and everything while punching people. It was insane. The strangest babyface I ever saw. At times. There's a big suplex though. Here we go. Getting in the groove of it now. I think it's interesting how all the wrestlers at that time, they talk about Yokozuna and saying he was one of the best big men in the company. Because when I think of Yokozuna during that time, I don't think of too many top matches. I think of moments, there's a moment, I think it's Survivor Series 93. Yeah, it must be Survivor Series 93. And it's Yokozuna it's Yokozuna with Ludwig Borga and everyone else on his team, and it's against Team Lex Luger, and I think it's the Steiners are with Luger and the Undertaker. And Yokozuna has Undertaker on the outside of the ring, and he bounces his head off the steel steps, and Taker no-sells it, and the crowd just immediately comes to life. Like, I feel so bad for Luger, because he might have been a clear number 2 to Brett, but I think they loved Taker more at that time too. And the crowd just goes crazy, and Yoko sells it with absolute fear. And I think of that a lot. I don't think of the win over Hogan a lot, or I don't even think of Brett beating him that much at WrestleMania. It just doesn't stick out in my mind as this incredible moment. I remember his match with Austin where the turnbuckle breaks and Austin beats him. I remember that one, but again, it's not super memorable moments, but apparently he'd take care of you and he'd move, and he was one of the best. But and then obviously his stuff in 96 after the tag team with Owen, it's rough, especially the stuff with Vader. Like, it's obviously great to see 2 big hosses just go at it, but it's just the tiniest bit sad to see Yoko in that kind of condition. Oh, there's the atomic leg drop. Trying to end this early. But yeah, so it's always interesting when I hear how the people talk about him and that. But I guess it's the same. I mean, sometimes you're just not going to see it. For example, if you go and look at WCW, Brad Armstrong, by everyone, is considered one of the best workers in there, but he just didn't have the personality. Or a lot of people say Dean Malenko is one of the funniest guys backstage, and you just say, this guy really? He's so serious, and he's the Iceman, and he didn't seem to be any fun in him. And even when he was doing the 007 thing, it's like, it wasn't funny. There's no fun in that. But that's what we see and what we don't see. Fortunately, sometimes it doesn't translate to the screen. Sometimes it just doesn't translate to out there in front of 10,000, 20,000 people. Well, keep taunting, Hogan. This is great. This is great for me. I'm winning this battle, trust me. My bar is going up and your bar is going down, so I can do this all day. Hulkster. Oh yeah, little side kick. Wow. Beautiful. Don't know if he could lift his leg that high, but on this night it works. Oh, a little super kick to the back of the head. I think I have one. Oh, the shoulder charge. Okay, 3-point stance. Yeah, taking a bit of inspiration from Duggan. I'm pretty sure I crushed him on Raw before he left and went to greener pastures in the WCW, winning his title in his first match, the United States Championship. My God, it just makes me mad. It's all because of this guy here. Yeah, that's the reason why I picked Hogan. I'm taking all my aggression out on Hogan because of how much I loved WCW during 92 and 93, and he just came in and fucked it up immediately in June of 94. Like, they're so stupid as well, you know, like they had Hogan versus Flair, and they immediately did it, and then we're like, we're gonna do a retirement match between the two of them, and it's like, what? And it's gonna be in a cage, you know, like, it's so absolutely ridiculous. And of course Flair was wrestling like, what, a month or 2 later, like, he was attacking Savage with Vader, and just absolute waste of time. Silly stuff. But Arn Anderson did get a win over Hogan. You can always say that. At the end of the day, Arn Anderson bet Hogan. Took a lot of interference, but it happened. Alright, here we go then. Here's the finish. Love this. So simple. Boom, headbutt, falls into place. It looks like an AKI animation. Like, you couldn't tell. Oh, perfect. And it's a pin. Like, it's just... Oh! Hulkamania is alive! Not for much longer. Samoan drop time. End this. Oh! That's not right. I was talking about how good that animation is, brother. Okay. Let's navigate this. It's a difficult time. Tell him to get up, even though I just slammed him down. Counterproductive, but you know. We gotta mess around a bit here. Come on now. To the corner. Foot choke or something. Ah, shoulder thrusts. Yes, an excellent move from Yokozuna. Having Cornet out there reminds me of the new gen mod, and that mod is crazy. Managers will just attack you like crazy, and he actually has the oh, don't choke me, brother. Actually has his tennis racket in that game, so he will absolutely like smash you. That's a fun mod, and if you've never tried it, even in its unfinished state, it's very, very good. And speaking of new mods, there is very much a possibility that there will be like a 2K25 mod coming at some point. Someone sent me a beta, and they're putting all modern people in it, and it feels very much like Showdown and NXT TakeOver, and I think it's going to be quite good. And Wolfpack is working on his 1997 mod for WWF, and it looks to be, I think he said it's 97% complete, which made me laugh. Shouldn't made me laugh, it wasn't that funny, but still did. But so that looks absolutely sick, and I definitely will be covering that as soon as that comes out, because 97 is a great year in the WWF. If you ignore all the DOA and Los Barriquas and Nation, like Triple Threat stuff, it's a great year. It's a great year. The height of Austin. Shawn Michaels as a worker is probably at his peak. Bret Hart as a worker is at his peak, and gimmick-wise, he's just so entertaining during that time. It's just amazing. Really good time to be a fan of the WWF. And I look forward to it because I can't wait to play it. Can't wait to showcase it for all of you, but this is it. So once again, thank you for checking out GM Spectre. It's Wrestlemania X SK Edition. This mod fixes a lot of bugs and gives nice updates to this mod. And it is awesome. So if you're a fan of the WWF during the new generation years and you haven't tried this out, please do. So it's very simple. You just take a WrestleMania 2000 ROM, you put it into the patcher, and it does all the work. If you feel so inclined, I will also link Spectre's YouTube channel and his Ko-Fi, so if you wish to donate, or if you wish to subscribe to his channel where you can see the most frequent updates on any mods or ask him questions that I can't answer, you can too. And yeah, if you want to join my Discord server where I talk about mods, but I also talk about wrestling and various other things, you can also. So this has been another episode of Modding Showcase. Hogan's given me the finger there, which is quite funny. I'm Sean O'Connor, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, and bye bye.